Now there's a Super Bowl here, and now you've got talk of LeBron James coming here, which we've talked about. Jake Arrieta signs with the Phillies. You're talking about a guy who won a Cy Young Award a couple of years ago. Are we starting to view Philadelphia as a destination city, or is it still just a chase the money city for a free agent? Because that's what the Eagles used to be, right?
In both situations you just talked about, it wasn't about money for either one of them because
For Alshon,
Alshon could have got a bigger deal in Minnesota. They offered him more money.
That is true.
And I just heard Jake Arrieta could have got more money. So
Right.
I think it's becoming a destination city because winning is contagious. Once one team start winning, everybody else is trying to build to do the same thing.
So does that mean like the Eagles Super Bowl though? Like I've heard this put out there that the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, it's changed everything. The dark cloud has disappeared, and now people view this as a winning city, and people are going to come. Like this has not always been, especially for the NBA, a real free agent destination. And now you hear LeBron coming. I mean, for years, whenever they got players, Moses, Doc, they always had to trade for them.
I think, right now, within the last year to the current time, like the Eagles definitely have changed the climate and the atmosphere in Philadelphia. I was at the Sixers game on the road, and Eagles chants are breaking out, and people
Is
are
that the
wearing.
Milwaukee game?
No, I went to the game in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
And people are wearing Eagles gear
To the Sixers.
and Sixers gear, on the road, and I'm walking around the stadium. I always try to take a lap or whatever, just to kind of get a feel. And I was like, now is it this many Sixers fans that live in New York, or did something happen? And I think to your point, people do travel. It's close, but it's like when the Red Sox won the World Series. Everybody had a Red Sox hat, and it's like, well, wait a minute now. We're starting to get that acceptance and that worldwide recognition, and now it's acceptable. It's cool. It's like, and that permeates into these athletes, these free agents. They're like, you know what? We could go there, especially with baseball and basketball. Baseball is going to trend upwards because they got a new skipper. They got Reese Hopkins, you know what I'm saying? And then on the basketball side, it's like you got Simmons and Embiid. It's like,
and on the football
it's
side,
like, and then on the football side, they already won the Super Bowl,
and
they got a good nucleus.
and I think each team their star players all interact with each other on a certain level. Like you can see them on social. If you follow social media, you can see them all interacting with each other.
They're all
Congratulations
friends.
to each other.
I think
And
I think it's also timing because you remember like the last real good regime that the teams had. All those players were the same age. Like Iverson and McNabb were pretty much the same age.
Right.
So that's what you saw. You saw Iverson going to the press conferences with the McNabb jersey.
Yeah, even though
or
he's
the
a
Eagles
Cowboys
jersey.
fan.
Yeah, even though he's a Cowboys
They
fan,
are.
but they
He
were
waffled. He
they were
waffled
still
this
cool
year.
though, and they still interacting. It was still good.
Even though in the Iverson era, I wouldn't necessarily call like the Sixers a destination team because it was hard to get players to come play with Iverson.
Right.
Jerry
But-
Stackhouse.
You mean good players, right?
Yeah,
Like
good players,
all-star
like
caliber.
stud
printed.
players.
Yeah.
But what you're seeing now, and I would actually say it started with the Sixers and their process, but you saw a fresh approach in front offices to all these teams. The Sixers weren't just going to try to find a guy to let us compete so we could be a 7th, 8th seed again. They want a full championship type roster. The Flyers stopped trying to play Broad Street bully hockey and moved into modern hockey.
Yeah, with the rest of the
Right.
league.
That's it.
Think about
The
this.
Eagles, look what they did with Howie Roseman. You got rid of the worst coach in NFL history, in my opinion. Who had no idea how to run a front office. And Howie had time to sit away and look at it. And now you've got a situation where people are happy to come play here.
Right.
Because it's more than just we can get a paycheck. It's something special going on in the
Right.
city right now.
I mean, think about this, right? Remember what the collective, just the elation over the Phillies, not only bringing back Cliff Lee, right? But what did Cliff Lee do? He spurned the Yankees to come back to the. There was so much chest beating, right? There was so much chest beating about, holy cow, this guy chose Philly, right? And that was one guy. And now you have a case where, and we can say Alshon chose Philly and that was cool, but the Eagles have never really had problems getting free agents, right? A lot of that is about the money, A, and B, the Eagles were successful. So I always wonder, is it about the money or is it about the success or is it about, like, for Miami, the appeal of the city? What is it going to be for guys like Arietta and if LeBron comes here? Is it about the success or the environment?
This is a football town, and when football win, everybody else win too.
LeBron was keeping his eye on it, right?
Yeah.
Remember when LeBron tweeted the Meek lyrics?
That's true. If you look at the 1980 season in Philly, I mean,
The football,
that
once
football
football
was
wins,
fabulous.
everybody else,
Yes.
everybody else reap the benefit.
And
from
that's a great point because other teams have said that.
it. Right.
The Phillies said it, like, yo, the Eagles, you know, they're the North Star. We trying to make it happen.
We little brother.
Yeah, we trying to make it
The
happen.
Eagles are big brother and and they've been big brother without winning a Super Bowl. So now to stamp it with that Super Bowl, everybody looking at how the city celebrate through happiness. Listen, that brings people to you. Like, man, the city really behind a sports team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll tell you something that was really crazy, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but it may be reflective of what you're talking about. How one team, one player even, can be so infectious that it changes the whole culture of a city. There was a map I saw on Twitter where every state's favorite NFL player, right, by state. Carson Wentz had 10 states.
Wow.
It was
So it
quarterback,
wasn't
so-
just Pennsylvania. What's that?
it was quarterback. They favored
Every quarterback, you're right. So it wasn't just because Antonio Brown had Ohio.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it was
players,
players, which
players.
opens up the pool even
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't just
That's telling.
Pennsylvania. It wasn't just North Dakota. It was Minnesota. It was Kentucky. It
Yeah,
was
we had a lot of
Utah.
them.
It was something crazy.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. I'm like, are the Eagles really about to become America's team? And is that going to make Philadelphia America's city?
Okay.
Well, if you look at the personality,
We can't be underdogs if that's the case.
That's true.
The whole underdog thing is dead.
It's flipped upside down.
If you look
That's
at
dead.
West
That's a new narrative.
Sylvania,
Yeah.
and you look at Kelsey, and you look at Long, you know, like these
Malcolm.
guys, Jai, like these guys have that mass appeal, especially with Jai being from UK. But it's like, you're right.
And you start with like these young core of guys who they're stud talent from Wentz to Embiid and Simmons, but they also have that personality, that something about
Yeah,
them.
you look
that-
at if you look at the core of all four teams. All four teams have a core built around really likable people, and that's something that previous teams haven't had. You know, Donovan McNabb he wasn't a likable person. People, you know, and unfortunately, like Iverson was hot and cold. You're going to have people that love Allen Iverson, and there's people that just absolutely hate Allen Iverson.
Well, there's
nobody
another-
in the middle.
there's
The
a-
same with
hard to hate
Lindros.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And the same with Lindros, and the same with a lot of
But
those
Carson
dogs.
is universal.
Everyone loves Carson.
Think about this. There's another elephant in the room, and the fact that the Eagles were the underdogs. I think that's great. And that helps with, everybody saying, like, I really hope they beat the Patriots. But I've never seen a team, and maybe you guys can help me out if you have. I've never seen a team embrace the city to its core like the Eagles did this season, especially with the anthem by Meek Mill and like Free Meek, and like it was a real.
It's never been
thing.
like that.
I've never seen it.
I said it. This was not a football season. It was a football story.
Yeah.
The Eagles were a story, not a season. Everybody has a season. The Eagles were a story. All right, real quick before we finish this up. If Manny Machado comes here next year, and everybody know, or Bright, let's put it out, Harper or Machado, do they come
Harper.
here because of the money? Yes, but do they come here because they think there's something special going on
Special.
in Philadelphia?
Special.
You believe that?
I
think it's
believe
both.
that.
I think it's
Listen,
both.
Look, man, I think it's
you
both.
know what
Money
it's
can
from?
buy special.
You know what it's from? You know what it's from? If Wentz, the reason why Mike Trout is at every game
That's true.
is because you know he would love the chance to come play for his hometown and be with his man. His man played for the football team. You understand what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
get what you're saying.
It's like
a magnetism
it's like it's
there.
Embiid.
I mean, Gabe Kapler, he talked about the Eagles, right?
It's the reason why
Embiid.
Kevin Hart tried to get on the stage.
Right. Embiid, basketball players, want to come play with Joel
do.
Embiid.
He was
We
getting,
haven't had
he was
that-
getting chance last night on
You
the
guys,
road.
you
We
guys
haven't
are
had that player in a long time.
Right.
Like
the top player in the game.
Yeah, the top player in
Yeah.
the game and
Yeah.
the player that
On multiple
people
teams.
want to get.
Right.
Like since the day Iverson left, we haven't had that guy.
Oh,
We've
no.
had the guy that maybe other teams want to pick
And
from us
don't name
and put around.
names,
No, we ain't not naming no names.
please,
We don't have to name no names because I don't even think.
because we're here now.
I don't even.
We all we
wanna
got.
think-
We all we need.
We all we need.
Well, let's end it on this, right? Like people go to LA to play for the Dodgers or the Lakers, right? For that prestige. Yes, the money, but also the prestige.
There's other things you
You can
get.
buy
Maybe that's what we're looking at in Philadelphia circa 2019, 2021. It's something that we'll be talking about a lot.